Hey, welcome to Share Your Scars talk show. And this is really a great thing that we have going. And I want to tell you, first of all, that it is recorded live and we don't edit anything we say or do. So all the uhs and the stutters and the things that I just started off with are going to stay with us. This is Share Your Scars, and we are a talk show. And I say we because in a few minutes you're going to meet the others that are involved in this great show. What makes it great is we are a unique talk show, all about overcoming self-injury. My name is Vicki Duffy. I'm the founder of Launching Point, and Share Your Scars is one of the great things that we have here that we offer. And the talk show, why it's great, I'll tell you, since you thought it. We have a radio show that ran for almost 4 years, and it did great. It was online, and we thought, we need to do a little bit more, so let's do it in a talk show format. And it's recorded here at Launching Point. And today, for our first show that we're going to bring to you in a talk show format via video, is all about self-injury, just to give you a little introduction. And today, our topic is something that is completely slipping my mind, but I'm going to introduce everybody today. What's our topic?
Not for attention.
It's not for attention. And this is Elena.
Hi.
This is Caitlin.
Hi.
I am Vicki. And this is Kevin.
Hello.
Everyone here is part of our group, and we have someone else that you can't see, and it's Linda. Say hi, Linda.
Hi.
That's Linda, who's our camera person. So we're bringing you this show, as I mentioned, live and unedited, in the sense of none of this is taken out. It's good to laugh, it's good to have a sense of humor. Things that we do, it can be pretty dark. Self-injury is not a light, happy topic, and we tend to laugh at ourselves a lot and or each other. We like to call ourselves a functionally dysfunctional family. But today, we're going to do the show a little bit different. This is more of an introduction. We're going to keep it a little bit shorter just to, kick things off. And our topic today is...
It's not for attention.
It's not for attention. Apparently my attention is not good. It's not for attention. And, so many times, what do we get asked? Did you do that for attention? Did you do that for attention?
Mm-hmm.
All the time. And our show is called Share Your Scars, with the tagline, show your scars, share your story. All of us have scars. Every single one of us have physical scars. And you can see we're all wearing short sleeves, except for Elena, because, she's not tan. Sorry, I just outed her. Sorry.
You did.
Yeah, I did. But, the show is Share Your Scars. We want to share them. We want to share the scars we've gone through. For most of us, they're physical, but a lot of other people, they could be internal. Maybe they went through something, you can't see those scars, but for those of us that act out self-injuriously, they show on our body. So share your scars, and it's show your scars, share your story is what we're all about. And we're going to introduce ourselves over the next couple minutes, and the first person I'd like to just kick it off would be, we're kind of going to go this way across, but let's go ahead and start with Elena and just share maybe just whatever is on your heart to share about that's not for attention and
Right.
your view. Yeah.
I'm Elena. I started self-harming when I was 16. No, obviously I did not do it for attention because no one knew about it for 4 years. My sister read my diary. My mom found out because my sister went straight to my mom, and the next day I was in a psych unit. I used to be ashamed of my scars. I am not now. So I'm here now with Launching Point, volunteering for 4 years now, and I like to share my story now.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I think I started self-harming when I was 15, so around 8 years ago. I finally stopped 2 years ago? Yeah, 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2 years ago. And all of that was with the help of Launching Point and the volunteering that I've been doing with you guys for the past 3 years. I definitely never did it for attention. It was always a really big secret in my life, and the only reason my parents even found out was because my therapist found out, and that was a whole really awkward therapy session. Brought the parents in, and they're like, yeah, it was not a fun time. But I never did it for attention. I kept it very, very secretive, and when I did finally start being a little more open about it, I wouldn't even like it when people talk to me about it or ask me. I would be like, doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. It's not a big deal. It's always very like under lock and key.
I hear you there. I remember being in the emergency room after a suicide attempt, and my mom was there, and I woke up and said, fudge, and she's like, Vicki, I had on my left arm, where now is a scar right now, had a cast, and she put her hand on my cast, and I had just burned myself on that arm 3 weeks prior, and she said, I thought you were doing this for attention. I said, attention? If I wanted attention, I would, dress like Boy George, and I did do that. If I wanted attention, I would run down the street with purple hair. If I wanted attention, this wasn't attention. I don't want to take my life for attention. And let me just segue real quick, or interrupt my own self. I think we can all agree here, and those of you who are watching, and anybody else that has knowledge about self-injury, and it's not a failed suicide attempt. It's not. It's actually a way to stay alive. And so many people will go up and they'll look and go, why'd you do that? Oh, did you need attention? Attention? Like Elena said in the beginning, and even Caitlin, it's no. It's something that you hide. Now, are there a few people that do it for some kind of attention? There might be. I'm not going to speak for them because I don't know. But I know for me, it definitely was not for attention. And it was really a way of coping and dealing with that inner pain. There was so much inside that was screaming that had to get out. And the only way I could do it was, fighting pain with pain. But it's definitely not something for attention. I'll say that over and over.
I started self-injuring when I was 10 years old. My parents didn't find out about it immediately. However, they did find out about a couple weeks later, and subsequently went to my first counseling session. I do struggle with it currently. It's something I have overcome. However, I have relapsed. I am trying currently to stop self-injuring myself. However, it is a constant struggle that I do battle, as well as having various mental health issues as well. However, it's a battle I'm going to win. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep striving. I'm going to keep winning. And as I like to call it, as it's not the lesser of two evils. It's not the easy way out. It's not anything like that. I don't do it for attention. I do it because I feel that I need to deal with the pain that I have been unable to communicate for so long. But being in therapy and being able to communicate effectively now, I am transitioning my life and moving to a place where I can stop self-injuring, and I could be at a place where I'm at peace with myself.
We have 4 different people in this room. Well, 5. 4 that you're seeing and 1 who's the camera. We all have different stories, and we've all been in different places. We all know each other pretty well. We've all known each other at least 3 to 4 years. And you get to know each other. You get to know, the triggers, and a trigger can be anything. It's not, a self-injury word. It could be a certain sound or an aroma that gets you thinking about something. So this isn't for attention. If you're someone out there, you guys can jump in at any moment. If you're someone out there who's like, you're 13 or you're 63, we've seen it all. We've helped people as young as 13, 14, even younger than that, and as old as 65, I think, we've talked to. I remember one time I was at a flea market, and this woman was like 78 or 79, and this is like 20 some years ago, and she saw scars on my legs, and she said, I used to do that. And right away, our whole thing is not to judge. I was like, what? You're you're a little lady, you're all cute looking, and well, she wasn't 78 her whole life, she was younger and she went through some things, and what do you guys think? Like what do you think you weren't so far, you two are probably the youngest, weren't so far away from being teenagers, everyone thinks, oh, this is a teen thing.
I can say it's definitely not a teen thing. I mean, I feel slightly stereotypical because I started when I was a teenager. But this is something that has followed me through to my adulthood, even if I'm not actively harming. It's something that I regularly think about, and I now use like the coping mechanisms I've learned over the years to stop those thoughts in their tracks. But I have really good friends of mine. I mean, I have a friend of mine who is older than me who recently called me, and it was 4:00 in the morning, and she gave me a call, and she was just like, I needed to talk to you because I just had a very strong urge to injure myself, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm so happy you called me. I'm like, here are all the reasons why you should not do it. I'm like, I will always be here for you no matter what time of night, no matter what time of day, doesn't matter. But I mean, I also know even people who older than her who've come up to me, because it's no secret I volunteer with Launching Point, who come up to me and they're like, yeah, that's something that I've struggled with. That's something that I've thought about in the past. That's something I know I have friends who've done that, like, and they try and kind of pick my brain about it, which I'm more comfortable with now than I was previously.
Right, yeah, understandable. What about you, Elena?
Well, it's definitely not a teen thing. When I was a teenager and self-harming, I did think it was a teen thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think it, affected adults or anything like that, but my self-harming did continue as an adult. But I mean, we get calls and emails, from ages 14, parents looking for their kids who's 14 and a boy, and a friend asking for help who there's 56 years old. So it ranges. It doesn't matter about the age. It matters what you've gone through.
It's another stereotype. Girls.
Yeah, girls.
Yeah.
Girls.
It's not just girls.
No, and we clearly have a non-girl here. And he started when he was 10. That's a really good point. I can hear our thoughts, I guess. You're a guy.
Yes.
And thank you, Vicki. How'd you feel, talking amongst people? We have support groups here at Launching Point, and we do a lot of different things, and he came in probably one of the first guys that have ever come into the group. How'd you feel being the only guy?
Well, first one was only guy. I felt pretty comfortable. I mean, of course I was probably the oddball out, dressed in a khakis, tucked in long sleeve shirt, belt, shoes, my hair all done up nice, and I came of course with a clipboard, not expecting anything, but I was pleasantly surprised, but being the only guy, I felt like I quickly, just was one of the people in the group, and it was very, very easy to fit in. And I also have to say that self-injury, it's not for attention. It can absolutely be one of the more devastating addictions as well. I don't call myself an addict. However, I am addicted. I'm addicted to cutting, and self-injury is one of my vices. So, obviously, it's not just a female thing. It's not just a teenager thing. Started when I was 10. I'm male, and it doesn't just restrict itself to the female gender or the teenage years or anything like that. There's no stereotype involved with self-injury. There's no category. There's no real any kind of categorization you can put to it. So, it affects anybody. It can affect everybody. And ultimately, it's something you have to deal with and overcome. Absolutely. And overcome. How do we overcome? What's really interesting is that our title of today's show is "It's Not for Attention." So, how I'm laughing because we have a
cell phone making a little noise. Excuse us,
happens when it's
because
live.
yeah, it's live. You know, we're not going to edit that out because that makes it fun. But of course, I remember exactly what we were talking about.
Overcoming.
You know, if something was for attention, that's not something to overcome. And again, maybe you are somebody that's doing it for attention. Maybe you saw somebody and visited them at the hospital or you heard about self-injury and you're like, you know, they're getting that attention. Maybe you're perceiving the care that they're getting as attention. Maybe you're seeking some kind of attention and you twist it a little bit. I'm just saying it's possible. And then maybe you're doing it for attention, but if you understand what I'm saying, it's not the attention like, look at me, I'm so pretty. I mean, I don't know.
You're not romanticizing it. You're not taking it to an extent that you need to feel the need to draw attention to yourself. I'm not trying to draw attention to myself when I wear short sleeves or when I wear shorts in the middle of wintertime and I want mobility for my job. No, I want to be able to move around my job freely, to be able to operate machinery, to be able to help customers and go about a normal daily life. And then when I wear short sleeve shirts, it's not because I want to show off my scars. No way. Right. I want to be able to have a normal daily functioning life with me and with my pet Bella.
Oh. Yeah, he mentioned his pet Bella. Kevin has a emotional support dog, and that helps him. Very similar to a service dog, and it helps him go to his job, and he has a great job that allows him to do that. And you know, we're all wearing short sleeve shirts except for Elena, and we do that not for attention, but you know what? When you're out and someone, you know, I have scars on my arms, and most of us do. I know you don't hear, but you know, people go, "Oh, how many times people do this?" They start rubbing and touching, and you're like, "You're touching me." Now, I have a story. This is
It's your butt.
my butt. This is my butt.
It's your butt.
My butt. This is
Also
my
your
butt.
Yep.
Now, you might be watching. Maybe you just decided to watch this and you're thinking they're laughing. We're not laughing. You got to find the humor in some things. And I chose to find humor in the fact that I had 2 skin graft surgeries from self-inflicted burns taken from my butt that are on my arm. So when someone will do this, "Oh, what did you do, dear?" I go, "You're touching my butt." "You're touching my butt, lady." And they you know, you got to make light of it. It opens the door. Mm-hmm. Now, if someone goes, "Oh, what'd you do?" I go, "Oh, do you want to know?" You give it back to them. It's okay. But you know what? Don't wear short sleeve or sleeveless or shorts if you're not ready for that, because unfortunately, somebody's going to say that. They're going to get all up in your business and be like, "Oh, what are these tattoos you got there?"
Well, I know,
Absolutely.
like, we weren't ready for a long time.
Right.
Like, to show them to the world. I mean, mine aren't visible on my arms, but they're visible if I'm wearing a bathing suit. Like, I didn't want to go out and go swimming with any of my friends because I knew they'd be like, "Oh, well, what's that?" And I would have been like, "I don't want you to know."
Exactly.
I mean, I've overcome that a lot in the past couple of years.
Yeah. I know, Elena, you've got scars on your legs.
Yeah,
And
my legs, my thighs.
And you wear shorts.
Forearms. Yeah, and I wouldn't for a while. Summer was difficult. I would, like high school, I would always wear jeans and a long sleeve shirt in 80-degree weather.
Always so awkward.
Yeah, so awkward.
Did the same thing.
Yeah.
You're showing up like in a sweatshirt in the summer.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun.
No. So, as you can clearly see, it's not for attention. And I think we're going to bring our first episode to a close. I think we touched on some things. And is there anything anybody wants to add before we do that?
I think Kevin brought up a really good point earlier about the overcoming and saying, I don't call myself an addict.
Yeah.
But self-injury is definitely an addiction. I don't call myself an addict, but I consider that to be my addiction and something that I've struggled to overcome. I mean, I think that was just such a great way to put it, because even in addiction, there's no stereotypes with addictions. Well, I mean, I guess there are, but you know, when you think of someone who has an alcoholism problem or is addicted to drugs, you know it could really be anybody.
Right.
It's the same exact thing with self-injury.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I remember when I first started talking about self-injury to people in 2001, and then when the group started in 2005. And the group I'm referring to is Beyond Bandages. Launching Point started the first self-injury support group in New Jersey, and it's called Beyond Bandages. And unfortunately, I just completely lost my train of thought. If anyone was listening, you can let me know. See, this is what happens when you're live and you're 50. Sometimes your brain just goes, whoop. Anybody?
You were talking about Beyond Bandages first support group in New Jersey.
Okay, well, hopefully those of you that are viewing and listening, you may be blooped out with us. So anyway, we'll just skip over that and hope for the best. But, you know, with what we do a lot here at Launching Point, and we hope that if you're in the area, that you'll be able to visit us at some point. So we're going to go ahead. I think we'll just wind it down, unless anyone has anything. All right. So let me just bring it all together as we come to a close today. You've been watching Share Your Scars, and I am Vicki. I am your host, and joined here today with Kevin and Caitlin and Elena. And Linda behind the scenes over there. We'll just wave out to Linda. And she waved back, yes. But Share Your Scars is a talk show. And this is just giving you a glimpse of what you can expect. What can you expect from us is laughs, probably some tears, some serious talk as well. We all have something to share, and everyone in this room really cares. They care about you. We may never have met you, but we care about you because we know what it's like to go through this. And what this is the struggles day to day. You know, what makes us so awesome, us as people and us that self-injure and harm, is that we can laugh at ourselves. Now, maybe when you're struggling, not so much, and that's why you harm, because you take things seriously. But you know what? We here, obviously, you could see, we laugh at ourselves, we shrug it off, we go, okay, we're just going to keep moving forward. Because that's what life is. Life isn't perfect. Life isn't edited. You know, you can't just, okay, well, I'll make it. Anybody can look great on Instagram and Facebook and all pretty and whatnot. We're who we are. And you're who you are. And if you're watching right now and you identify with any one of us or something is similar, we want to hear from you. We ask that you would write to us. You know, it's called Share Your Scars, and we say share your scars, show your scars, share your story. We want to hear your story and actually have something that we'd like you to have. You see, we're all wearing these orange wristbands, and all of us have overcome self-injury. Even Kevin, you heard him share his story, how he recently got back into self-injury, and he's had many years of recovery. You know, you stumble, you get back up. We don't focus on the fact that he is currently struggling. We help him through it, and that's what we do. You know, you reach your hand out and you pull the person up. So this we'd like to get this in your hands. It says, show your scars, share your story. It's really important to get that out, to help other people. Your story has power. Everyone here today, story has power, because when you voice it and you get it out there, it loses its power. Whatever's controlling you, the more you talk about it. When we have support group meetings, we talk about things, people are like, oh, I feel better, I feel lighter, because you got it out. You know, it loses that power. Your words have power when you get that out and you start sharing it. If you isolate and just stay within yourself at home and don't do anything and don't call anyone, you know, I understand that certain things happen, but for the most part, you know, you want to do your best to get out there. So send us an email. We do have specific emails, but I'm going to keep it simple today. Info, INFO, at launchingpoint.org. Go ahead and send us that. And if you want to share a story in letter format, send us an email to Launching Point. The address is 21 Pine Street, Suite 116, Rockaway, New Jersey, 07866. And our phone number is 973-627-2060. That's the way you can get in touch with us. And we hope you all the best, and just want you to know one thing: you matter. You're not alone. You may feel alone, but you're not. Feelings are fickle. So you matter. You're not alone. And until next time, stay strong, be strong. Have a great day.